All right, I'm going to show you guys how to color correct and then conceal. So I've got blemish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to color correct. So I'm actually going to use my green concealer, and this is going to color correct. And then I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually conceal. A lot of people miss this first step. Okay, so you just kind of let that sit a little bit, and then the next step is going to be to actually conceal. And so I have our light concealer, and you're going to go right over top of that, and I'm just going to stipple it on. And then I'm going to go in with my foundation or my tinted moisturizer. So the biggest key is to let each step dry. Look at that. Might get a little more over here because I kind of got a lot of green, but it's okay. We're just going to stipple it on. Look at that. And when you're letting it dry, that is helpful because then you're not pulling up the next color. So I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to go in with one more layer, and then I'll be ready for my foundation. Okay, here's our next layer. So color correct. And the way you color correct is you look at the color wheel. I always think back to like 7th grade. You look back to the color wheel and you look across the colors across from each other. So red and green are across from each other, so they're going to cancel each other out. So if you have under eyes, dark circles, blue, purple, use an orange. Use a terracotta, an orange shadow, and that, or even a cherry blush, and that is going to color correct. Look at that. And it's going to last all day. That is what's key. It's going to last all day. When you put your foundation on, it's not going to pull up the color. It's not going to disappear during the day. This concealer is going to last you all day, cover your redness all day long. All right, the final step for concealing blemishes is to top it with the powder. It just kind of helps give everything like a nice set look. And so this is actually only my second powder that I've opened in a year. So my light powder that I use a ton of, obviously I don't get ready every single day, but I use it like 3 to 4 times a week, and it has lasted me an entire year. When I used to use other brands, I used to use Bare Minerals all the time. And I would be at Sephora all the time buying more powder because it would be a disaster. It'd be messy. I would use so much of it. I have to reapply all day. This thing lasted me an entire year. So I'm going to open a new one. I just took the packaging off. You've got this little paper right here, like sticky. And we've got this little mesh right here, and that is why you don't use a ton of it. So there it is. You can kind of dab it in the lid. And I just have a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to kind of dab it around. And look at that. Like it literally erases it. So I'm just really gentle around it. I'm just going to kind of let it sit on there. I'm kind of more stippling it on, just so I want to be really, really careful. And there we go.